I have a question for you. Running, jumping, flipping, or humping. If you were stuck in a Wipeout style obstacle course, which would you hit the big red balls with? The correct answer is all of them. Well, actually, maybe not all of them. Well, more importantly, what would Mario do? Movement is a vital part of video games, but is often to hold W to walk forward and not enough. Holy shit, I did not sign up for this! Instead of letting me progressively fly to the moon with frame-perfect button presses like in Super Mario Odyssey, in most games I'm limited by invisible walls, walking, and gravity. So today we're talking about that good stuff. We're talking rocket jumps, we're talking race cars, we're talking video game movement. I've organized this video into 4 main umbrellas to cover my major points, and they are: I ate 4 Big Macs before writing this video kind of movement. That will make more sense later. Responsive controls. The holy shit, I hate walking and public transport kind of movement. And lastly, the dreamy, oh so sexy category of expressive movement. And to help illustrate my arguments, I will be using old PlayStation 2 and 3 games I found in this box while cleaning out my family shed. We'll probably talk about some other games too that aren't necessarily from the box. It's still like a 2-to-3 ratio, so let's just pretend it's from the box, okay? You know when you jump in a game and instead of falling with the speed and grace of a deer in the spring, you float like a plastic bag and slide along the ground like this is damn Disney on ice? Slow and clunky movement sucks, and that's why the I ate 4 Big Macs before writing this video kind of movement is the backbone of everything, or the spine if you will. Because a Big Mac is just systematically good. It is engineered in a lab to make my mouth water and my brain squirt. And I want my movement to do the same because,
if it's not fun, why bother?
That's why. Subscribe for more Reggie memes. In my mind, there's only one objectively fun video game, and that's Titanfall 2. It uses a momentum-based movement system, which is like progressively drinking 14 cups of coffee. Using a grappling hook to launch into a 6 slide, another jump into wall runs, all the while carrying your momentum until you hit like Mach 20 is sickeningly addictive. It makes you want to keep going faster and build that momentum to satisfy that primal monkey part of our brains that thinks roller coasters and the movie Speed is rad as hell. Because everyone gets this ability too. Multiplayer for this game is just a bunch of race cars zooming around and then the occasional tank. It's great, but not every game can be about race cars though, and so those games need to think inside the box. No one's really going, ooh, Ratchet and Clank when talking about the Mount Rushmore of video game movement, but the side flip is just a cool dodge roll from Dark Souls. Oh wait, that's a Spider-Man 2 disc. Spider-Man 2 has and always will be the George No Middle Name Washington of Mount Rushmore. The newer games have got all that fancy motion blur and fancy animations, but that's all it is. Filler, like the lettuce on a Big Mac. Spider-Man 2 is the same, but with all of this bloated fat cut off. When you throw away all the filler, you get a much more engaging experience. Because if you get too close to the ground, Peter Porkin starts walking in. And if you hit a wall, Peter doesn't flamboyantly bounce off it like a gymnast in heat. You just hit it. Really awkwardly. Don't get me wrong, this is quick, easy fun, but in the ambition for quick, easy fun, the movement has lost any sort of challenge or thought to it. Spider-Man 2 sucks like 50% of the time, but that means when you do something sick, you pop off way harder. But trust me, you need some lettuce to fill your Big Mac, otherwise you get Assassin's Creed. Climbing up a wall in these games is about as much fun as climbing up a wall in real life. It's a mini game about pressing X and holding the thumbstick. Also, Assassin's Creed has a no lettuce policy. So if you like mud and clay and bricks, this is perfect. I'd rather cut my eyes out. On the other side of stealth, the Dishonored games have some of the best Big Mac filler of any game ever. They even put onions on that shit. Sliding feels good, climbing has weight, and jumping's like my second favorite thing to do in this game. Dishonored 1 and 2 might be stealth games, but these animations make it feel like a very jolly theme park. Well, I'm having fun. The grappling hook tentacle, thing, blur that. The grappling hook arm tentacle thing doesn't pull a Batman Arkham City on you, that shit's more like a medieval catapult. Making going anywhere much faster, fun, and with a higher chance of fatal injury. Screw the life insurance, my parents can pay for the funeral. I've got a wall to get over. Making movement look good is just as important as the movement itself. I don't think I'd play these games anywhere near as much if they didn't look this good. Also, I couldn't remember the name of a catapult for that Dishonored tentacle arm bit, and so I googled medieval war thing and this came up. Pretty cool, right? Some real berserk kind of vibes. But how would you, like, even control it? Boom, get fooled, that was a segue! The art of deception, idiot, ever heard of it? My name's not even Cassidy, it's Casserole. In a slight 180, playing soccer is fun, but imagine playing with double jumping cars. Rocket League is like learning a new language. Nothing makes sense and you won't understand why anyone even tries to learn it, but after a few days, you'll become the Cristiano of Rocket League. I don't think that's his name. But it also really shows a difference in good and bad controls. Rocket League is awkward at first, but really controls like a dream. In another kart game like M&M Kart Racing, trying to go right is like buying into the fucking lottery. Oh, are we gonna turn 5 degrees or 305 degrees? I don't know, they installed random number generators into the front two wheels. Sometimes I say stuff like this as a joke, but this game is literally unplayable. Good controls are responsible for making sports games like Skate 3 an easy slice of the real thing, dude. Using the stick to do tricks lets anyone be a skater, dude. What? You don't think I can do a kickflip in real life? I invented skateboards. They call me Cassidy Kickflip where I'm from because I kickflip everywhere. It's actually a problem. I broke my grandma's wheelchair the other day. While intentionally bad controls like an Iron Bread provide a whole different experience. SSX Tricky is responsive and slick, and when you turn a corner, you get that nice little rumble feedback to tell you, that was pretty sick, dude. Octodad makes me want to throw up. Controls can work with or against the player, but as long as it enhances the movement, I'm happy. Never let the M&M brand make a game ever again, and if they do, burn it. Burn it in the streets. Burn the buses too, they take up too much space. The next part of our romantic dinner for two is the holy shit I hate walking in public transport kind of movement. You see, movement like every other part of an intelligent game should reflect the overall environment and story. Samus is a robot girl in a creepy dungeon that can't fit a car with 4 wheels, so what does Samus do? She becomes the wheel. This kind of movement can be critiqued best in the open world genre. Open worlds now are massive, and I love having a story full of 1,000 NPCs and 1,000 quests and 2,000 NPCs, but I don't like spending 90% of the game walking between them. So when Sir Geralt needs butt cream from Sir Duke Puke over here and says, "Oh hey young hero I just met, I think you should retrieve thy butt cream for me." If I don't have a private jet, I'm not doing it. Get your own butt cream. Red Dead 2 is like the worst offender at this. You expect me to ride from here to here on a horse? Screw that, I'm gonna go play poker and punch a deer. In GTA 5, Trevor walks and runs like he's 80 years old, but that's fine, because why would I ever walk anywhere in this game when I could drive a flying missile bike? GTA 5 is like the eBay of movement and vehicles. You like motorbikes? Here's a helicopter. You like jet skis? Here's a skateboard. Actually, here's a giant cruise ship with a skate park, an inflatable jumping castle, and racks on the side to hang up your razor ripsticks. In Los Santos, if you want the helicopter, it's there. But if you don't, go steal his Ferrari and Joey will borrow the helicopter. Don't worry, it's fine. Joey's dad taught him how to fly. Joey's dad was a raging alcoholic and now Joey's dead. Why would you give him the helicopter? This is all your fault. In the opposite direction, creatively limited movement can be just as good, if not better. Maybe not better. I really like that missile bike. In a giant city, how would a lone man with no parents and way too much money and also a thing for bats get around? No, not a car. That makes sense. No, he's gliding like a bat. Shit's tight. Some days when I start questioning what my place in the universe is and if I really even matter at all, I just head down to Gotham and have a little glide and all my worries just melt away. I think the point where you launch off from the grappling hook into the air could be a cure for heart attacks. I'm not sure though. More research needs to be conducted, but there's something there. This is also why Arkham Knight felt like it was missing something. Forcing in the Beamer-Bill got rid of arguably the most, oh my God, I'm gonna break my back. Got rid of arguably the most unique part of the entire game. It's arguably more fun, but it ain't that, that's for sure. It ain't anywhere near as heavy. I'm dying. If we're talking iconic, running up walls in Prototype and stomping on people is fun. I'm sorry, Judge, but the only way I'm stopping is if you put me 6 feet under. Playing Team Fortress 2. I have a rocket launcher. I need to jump. Wait, what the fuck? Ooh. Perfection! It's all about making sure the movement fits the overall experience. It wouldn't make sense if in CSGO, you could grapple up and Batman glide into the enemy spawn. That's called no-clip. But Y'all ever tried CSGO surfing before? Shit! And now to our final umbrella. The dreamy, oh so sexy category of movement is the hardest to nail because it's not a tangible thing. It's not something you can make in a lab like a Big Mac. It's something else. It's heart. It's soul. It's Lego Harry Potter. I was one of those kids that played with Lego so much as a kid, I got an actual piece stuck in my ear. That's a true story. Because as an only child with busy parents and a granddad who was cool but couldn't read Lego instructions, I had to get down and dirty in my Lego. You know, I had to flip it, I had to make it myself, and that was fantastic. Besides the inescapable lonely childhood that is now burned into my soul, I loved Lego because it was all about expression and creativity, which is, besides not being literally Minecraft, I think something the Lego games kind of nailed-ish. Back in 2010, when I can find this fucking game, they were giving out like 160 characters, which all played and looked differently. Well, except 20 of them were just Harry, but I mean, he's kind of the name on the box, so what do you expect? Like in Lego Star Wars, which should be there, but it's not. I will find out who did it and I will hurt them. If Darth Maul's bricking people outside Dexter's Diner, I don't want that double jumper Jar Jar on my side. I want that Yoda crackhead energy. Look at this. What the designers are really on some shit when they made Yoda, huh? Besides jumping around as Yoda, there's only one FDA-approved cure for depression, and no, it's not Wake Me Up Before You Go by Wham! It's fighting games. Most fighting games confuse me. Why does everyone walk around like there's something stiff in their pants? But then Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl comes around and has no stiffness at all, which is good because it's made for children. All-Stars Brawl takes the incredibly beautiful system of wave dashing from Super Smash Bros. Melee. There's a reason most fighting games look like this and Melee looks like this. It's called wave dashing. By jumping and then performing an aerial dash downwards, you carry the momentum onto the ground, which makes you go fast. But the best way to describe wave dashing is that it's probably the closest thing to Dragon Ball Z a fighting game can get. Closer than actual Dragon Ball Z games. I get why people love Tekken and Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, but I just can't make my hyperspeed brain goo goo gaga with Big Bear Guy because he moves like he's stuck underwater. But I can wave dash around as Ren and Stimpy all day, because that's me, this deranged chihuahua. Of all the games we've shown so far, not many combine all 4 umbrellas like Super Mario Odyssey. Odyssey takes every umbrella in this video and combines them into a super water-resistant Power Ranger, but only from the top. Fast and fun? Yup. Good controls? Yeah. Reflect the story and setting? Yeah. Wacky and fun. Okay, well, is it expressive? I don't know, man. You tell me. Super Mario Odyssey has movements that they don't even tell you about, and they all combo together like, ugh! The restaurant of Nintendo just served an exquisite buffet of delectable movements. But now when I switch on Halo Infinite, I have to go back to only sprint and jump. No. This won't do. Why doesn't the Chief do any backflips? If I'm forced to walk slowly for 5 more minutes in some pseudo cutscene, and I'm not even allowed to jump on the tables, I'm backflipping off this stupid ladder onto my neck. You can't stop me. I'm doing it. I don't care. I literally don't care. Hitman's a great game. Yeah, cool, whatever. Do you know what would make Hitman better? If you could do a backflip. Or if Deltarune gave me a dash so I can stop getting hit by these stupid bullets. I know Resident Evil is all about making you feel weak and pathetic with realism. But what about some backflips? Come on, man, I just really like backflips. Tell me a game that's worse off with backflips. You can't. Any game ever is made better with baller movement. So sprinting and jumping doesn't need to be the default anymore. We can try new things. My suggestions are skipping, wave dashing, and only the last part of a triple jump, but backwards. Thank you, I now rest my case. You can decide me based or cringe by hitting that button there, the like one. Also the subscribe one, that would be kind of cool too. Anyway.